My grandfather's ranch had weathered the Great Depression and 2 world wars, but it nearly crumbled under the iron fist of a homeowners association. They slapped me with bans on fixing up my own land, whining that it clashed with their multi-million-dollar playground. But Susan Whitaker, their queen bee, slipped up big time. Her sprawling 2,000-acre luxury haven hinged on something buried right under my butsa forgotten well that could dry up their fake oasis overnight. And I held the key to unleashing hell. This is how one fed-up rancher turned the tables on an HOA tyrant in under 3 days, sparking a firestorm of debate about property rights, vigilante justice, and whether the little guy should ever play God with essential resources. Standing before the creaky old farmhouse that had housed 4 generations of Thompsons, I felt the gut punch of an impossible choice. Dad Robert Thompson had dropped dead from a heart attack just a week earlier, leaving me the deed to 50 acres of neglected Texas dirt that time had beaten senseless. I was drowning in $150,000 of engineering grad school debt, torn between hawking the place to clear my slate or scraping together cash to revive our bloodline's stubborn legacy. The house slumped like a tired drunk, its rusty tin roof leaking like a sieve after the last downpour. The barn doors dangled by sheer willpower, fences leaned every which way, and 50 cattle roamed like they owned the joint. The milking shed looked one stiff breeze from collapse. But in the golden morning light, I could almost hear Dad spinning yarns about great-grandpa Samuel Thompson, who'd hacked this spread from wild brush with a mule, an axe, and sheer grit back in 1923. This wasn't dirt, it was our family's spine. Selling it to some strip mall builder twisted my insides. But my Dallas job was on hold, and every day here bled money I didn't have. I was dialing contractors for quotes when a sleek black Mercedes purred up the gravel drive, gleaming like a diamond in mud. Out stepped a woman in her early 50s, all Botox polish and designer armor blonde bob, Armani suit, heels that screamed city elite. Susan Whitaker, president of the Whispering Oaks Resort HOA, oozed fake charm as she thrust a fat folder at me. "You're the new owner? We have violations 18 counts that demand immediate fixes." The packet was a brick of legalese, photos, and stamps, livestock bans, decay dragging down values, landscaping fails. Fines stacked from $500 to $2,000 each, with daily accruals that dwarfed my loans. "Mistake," I shot back. "Alex Thompson, rightful heir. This land's ours since before your McMansion sprouted." She smirked, arms crossed. "HOA rules bind everyone. Acquisition date be damned." Looking past my fences, my jaw hit the dirt. We were an island in a sea of opulence. Palatial homes on Emerald Hills, a 36-hole golf paradise, tennis courts, a spa fit for royals, a clubhouse like a chateau. My ramshackle ranch stuck out like a wart on a supermodel. Susan's eyes gleamed as she noted my shock. "Your father was uncooperative. But with him gone, perhaps we can discuss a sale to investors who'll comply." Her words dripped venom satisfaction that Dad's death cleared her path. Rage boiled. She'd been plotting this, maybe even celebrating his grave. I shoved the papers back. "This is legacy, not leverage. And that's my family's cemetery up there." She feigned sympathy, but her push for a suitable relocation reeked of classist disdain. Susan went full assault, threatening $500 daily fines for 47 nitpicks. Visible cows, wrong paint, no fancy shrubs. As she droned, I rummaged Dad's chaotic files and struck Golda 1987 water deal. For $75 a month, Dad let Whispering Oaks tap our artisan well. Terminable with 30 days' notice. Their bills? $52,000 monthly, all from our spring pools, greens, spas. Great-grandpa's 1923 dig powered their empire. Susan paled when I waved it. Desperate, she fired up a Facebook Live, framing my barn as a disaster threatening values. But Bertha, our hefty Holstein, photobombed, belching thunderously before Susan tumbled into fresh manure. The clip exploded 200,000 views. Manure Susan trending, her pristine image shattered. Next morning, I lawyered up with James Hartley, who grinned over the contract. Bulletproof. Terminate away, but document'll fight nasty. At the county survey, old Pete unveiled maps. Our well was the sole clean source for 60 miles. Others were bone-dry or toxic. Without it, their resort? A pricey dust bowl. Spying an HOA crisis meet, I overheard Susan plotting eminent domain and slow municipal swaps. Digging records, a pattern emerged. Finds forced sales to her firms. Original owner? Harold Whitaker, her father-in-law. Dad managed the well. Victims piled up like the Petersons. Fined $47,000 over gardens and birds. Evicted after 37 years. Harold's 2016 complaint accused Susan of fraud and threats. Withdrawn days before his heart attack. Symptoms screamed poison fatigue. Shakes under Susan's care. Tracking Frank Davis, Harold's pal. I got the dirt. Gaslighting, bitter coffee, a hidden red journal in where only God sees from the bedroom. Bank drains, forgeries, Susan looting millions. Harold's letter. She's poisoning me. Accidents happen to old men. Her overheard call. Final dose, heart failure. Befriending Susan's bumbling security college kids more into Pokemon than patrols. I got insider scoops. At Harold's old oak, God's view. I unearthed the journal. Arsenic logs, forged deeds, taped plots. Speed the final doses suspicious. Maps pinpointed burial sites. Susan wasn't greedy. She was a killer. I slapped her with termination notice. She countered $3 million. I maintained the well 4-hour daily shuts during peaks. Chaos. Wilted courses, dry pools. Memorial Day? Full cutoff amid 300 VIPs. Fountains sputtered, lawns cracked, spas emptied. Guests raged, fleeing. Susan begged. Anything. I dropped the bomb. I know about Harold's poison, the forgeries, murders. Her laugh chilled unhinged. Drying earth exposed concrete vaults. Harold, son Henry, her expat hubby, Inga trenching mom, Elizabeth Thompson, car crash in '95. Arsenic traces, footage of Susan spiking drinks. FBI swarmed. Susan confessed. Killed mom for snooping land grabs. Henry for embezzlement questions. Harold for resistance. She'd had me next for the well. Texas seized assets. Susan got consecutive life terms. As heir, I inherited the sprawl, flipping it to Thompson Whitaker Memorial Farm nonprofit AG Education. Golf became fields, spa, classrooms. Well, free water for county farms. Justice flowed, but whispers lingered. Was my drought vendetta fair, starving innocents to expose evil? Or pure frontier payback, proving power corrupts all sides? In Texas dirt, legacies endure, but at what cost?